Transfer Addicts, welcome to the 8-minute breakdown where I take a closer look at reported targets, their strengths, weaknesses, background and style of play. And the chosen individual today is Bayern Munich defender Benjamin Pavard, linked with a move to Manchester United for £27 million. He has 1 year left on his current deal and is widely known for his absolute peach of a goal against Argentina in the World Cup. But how did he get to this point? Let's take a closer look at his rise to World Cup glory. So I'm going to take you right back to the start. Born on the 28th of March in 1996 in Nord, France, Benjamin Pavard was born in a country which produced some of the greatest talents ever and currently has some of the most exciting prospects on the planet. But would Pavard live up to the nation's reputation of producing the quality, the goods, whatever you want to call it? His dad certainly thought so. From an early age, he had a huge influence on his life and his footballing career, being his biggest supporter. In the year 2002, when Pavard was just 6 years old, his passion for football saw him enroll to the roster of a local youth team named US Jamont, which is right on the border of France and Belgium, north of France, near Lille area, and was the first kind of platform where Pavard was able to showcase his natural ability. He then left home from a very early age of 10 to play in Lille's academy, and after spending a whopping 10 years there, showing signs of versatility, a degree of football intelligence, steel and determination, he progressed through the ranks up into the first team. But after only appearing 26 times for Lille over the course of 2 seasons, Pavard decided to take it into his own hands, leave the club due to lack of game time, and decided to join German club Stuttgart in the year of 2016. Pavard seemed to settle in quite nice there. There was a quote which I thought was interesting when he first moved to Germany. And he says, "The city, everything fits. The city offers a lot. The stadium is always full and I can feel the confidence of my coach, my teammate and the board." After setting the tone on his debut with a goal and assist in 4-0 win over Greuther Fürth, Pavard played a further 20 games as Stuttgart achieved promotion as Bundesliga 2 champions, obviously going to the top league in Germany. His excellent performances throughout the 2017 and 18 campaign turned out to be a real game changer, although Pavard seemed just as surprised as everybody else, when he was called up for France's friendlies against Wales and Germany in November 2017. Back then, hardly anybody have heard of him, but by the time Deschamps announced his 23-man squad for the France World Cup, 6 months later, there was no doubt Pavard would feature, having become an indispensable cog in the machine for both club and country. The sporting director had a few interesting quotes about Pavard as well. He said, "Benjamin's been adored in Stuttgart ever since his arrival, and he built on that last season. He's played every minute in the Bundesliga and became one of the team's leaders, so he was already a fan favourite even before the World Cup. He had a reputation in Stuttgart, now he has one in Germany. That's the difference." As well as finishing the 2017-18 Bundesliga campaign as just one of 4 outfield players to feature in every second of all 34 games, Pavard helped Stuttgart to the second best defensive record in the division behind champions Bayern Munich, and he also displayed versatility, playing mostly as a centre-back, but also slotting in at right-back and occasionally in midfield as well. VfB came 7th and would have qualified for Europe if it wasn't for Bayern's defeat to Frankfurt in the DFB Cup final. Then we get into the 2018 World Cup and how his global recognition came about. Pavard played all but one of France's games in Russia at right-back, wasn't even born the last time a Stuttgart player lifted the World Cup trophy. That was Dunga, who captained Brazil to the trophy in 1994. Not only did he win the World Cup, he scored the goal of the tournament. It was one of those rare moments in football where time just seemed to stop. It's the World Cup round of 16, 57 minutes in. Lucas Hernandez is on the left side. He's racing down, chasing a through ball from Matuidi. He gets there just ahead of the Argentinian wing-back called Gabriel Mercado. But he sends in like a cross, he's spinning, it's nowhere near Giroud, it's nowhere near Griezmann, it's nowhere near Kylian Mbappe. Otamendi tries to head it away, Tagliafico attempts like a back heel flick, but neither make contact, and it falls to the right back Pavard on the edge of the area where he just hits it on a half volley, and it's one of the cleanest hits you will ever see. And Pavard, speaking about the iconic goal, said, "When I see the ball arriving, my heart is going boom, boom, boom. When I hit it, I tried to get over the ball as much as possible, but make sure it stayed in the air. Afterwards, I just ran. I had no idea where I was going. And after his stunning effort, I arrowed into the top corner to bring France back to 2-2 against Argentina. Such an important goal as well. In arguably the best game of the World Cup, Didier Deschamps' side had gone on to beat Uruguay, Belgium, and finally Croatia to be crowned world champions for the second time. So let's talk a little more about his time at Bayern Munich. Just before his move the sporting director of Stuttgart, I can't pronounce his name, Reshik, predicted, he said, "One thing's for sure, Benjamin Pavard will be playing for a top European club in 2019. We know that, and it's absolutely fine. But before that, we're counting on him." In 2019, Bayern Munich used an exit clause to sign the French national team player for 35 million euros from league competitor VfB Stuttgart. Capable of playing both as a centre-back and a right-back, Pavard has played 162 games across all competitions for Bayern Munich, scoring 12 goals and notching 12 assists. On the roll next season, he was saying, "I didn't sign for Bayern just because of that one shot," alluding to the goal in the World Cup. He said, basically, it's because I'm one of the best defenders in the Bundesliga, which shows his mentality, which shows his confidence in his ability. And since signing for Bayern Munich, he's shown consistency in his performances in multiple positions. He's rarely injured, and he's a player that Bayern Munich can always rely on, especially in the big games. He's won a Champions League, a Club World Cup, 4 Bundesliga titles, 1 UEFA Super Cup, 1 German Super Cup, a German Cup as well. So his trophy cabinet is currently bulging, and that's credit to the player, to be fair. How does his destination potentially arrive at Manchester United? Well, Erik ten Hag has seen an overhaul at the club since taking charge. He's got rid of club legend David De Gea, global icon Cristiano Ronaldo. He's broke up the McFred partnership, which everybody hated at United, sold young players who wasn't at the level or wasn't at the standard, and recently stripped Harry Maguire of the captaincy, as well as agreeing a fee with West Ham for £30 million. And one thing to note with Erik ten Hag's signings, you know, it's always seems to be a link there, whether it's players he's coached, players he's come up against quite a lot, clubs he's formerly managed at. You talk about Eriksen, Onana, Amrabat, Lissandro, Antony, he's coached them all previously. You talk about players he played against. I think he played at Mason Mount when he was on loan at Vitesse. He had a good look at him there. Malacia when he was at Feyenoord, or when he's coached at clubs like Ajax and Bayern Munich. So he knows the inside. He knows these type of players, what they've been grass-fed, if you will, from a tactical perspective. And not only will Ten Hag have deep knowledge about the scouting and player profiles at Bayern Munich, but he is fully aware of the type of player that Benjamin Pavard is and what he can offer. With Pavard only having 1 year left on his deal and eager to move on from Bayern Munich because they was pursuing Kyle Walker openly and lost that battle, it doesn't seem like they're going to get him now. They're kind of running back to Pavard with the tails between the legs, saying, we want to keep you, And Pavard's like, not a chance, mate. I saw what he was trying to do. Just because the deal hasn't been done now you want me back. So I believe this deal can be done for a decent price. Pavard's only 27 years old. He's got deep experience in Europe and the ability to play in multiple positions. So if United was to complete this move, they would expect a defender with strong pedigree, a defender who's reliable and consistent, and a defender who fits the system perfectly. But for Pavard, his flexibility has been both a blessing and a curse. The 27-year-old sees himself as a centre-back, but with Bayern Munich struggling to find a proper solution to the right-back position, Pavard often found himself playing out wide. Since joining Bayern, Pavard has played 115 games. He's got 7 goals and 10 assists as a right back, and just 44 games, 2 goals and 2 assists as a centre back. Under new Bayern boss Thomas Tuchel, Pavard predominantly featured as a centre back, but was moved out to the right back position in the key games against Man City and Bayern's season finale against FC Cologne. Tuchel, in fact, loves Pavard's flexibility and would love to keep Pavard, but the Frenchman has made up his mind, and with Harry Maguire leaving Manchester United, there is now a clear path for Pavard to move on. But the question is Pavard a good centre-back option solution for Manchester United manager Erik ten Hag? Underlying stats from last season provided by Y-Scout highlight why ten Hag could find Pavard an intriguing Maguire replacement. The Frenchman played more accurate passes than Harry Maguire, 92% to 90%. He's also more accurate long passes, 68% in comparison to 62%. And there are also some key defensive stats that make Pavard an upgrade to Harry Maguire. Although Maguire was involved in more aerial duels per 90, 5.76 versus 4.24, Pavard won more of his aerial duels, shockingly, 65% in comparison to 61%. And finally, Pavard was engaged in more defensive duels per 90 than Maguire last season, 6.04 versus 3.83, and had more successful interceptions per 90, 4.92 versus 3.4. So those numbers, and the fact that Pavard is significantly younger, makes him look like an upgrade on Harry Maguire on paper. But like Maguire at Manchester United, Pavard's game has not always been perfect for Bayern Munich since joining the club in 2019. And in Munich, there are still doubts as to whether the Frenchman has what it takes to play at centre-back full-time. So what are your thoughts on that? I personally believe Benjamin Pavard's addition to Manchester United could bring several improvements compared to Harry Maguire, and here's some ways Pavard could enhance the team's defensive capabilities. First and foremost, versatility, which I've already touched on before. Pavard is known for his ability to play both as a centre-back and a right-back. This provides United with more tactical flexibility and options in various defensive setups. Tactical awareness. He possesses strong tactical awareness, making him adept at reading the game and anticipating opponents' movements, and this can contribute to better positioning and decision-making in crucial defensive situations, which we know Maguire can really mess up at the best of times. Ball distribution. Accurate passing and ball distribution can aid in build-up play from the back. His ability to initiate attacks with well-placed passes, step into midfield, or play out in the wide channels can help us transition smoothly from defence to attack. His experience at top clubs, having played for Bayern Munich, France in the World Cup final, Pavard has experienced high pressure situations and top-tier competitions. This experience can bring a level of composure and confidence to United's defence. And then the last one, just adaptability. Pavard has successfully adapted to play for a top club like Bayern Munich, showcasing his ability to handle the pressure and expectations that come with playing at the highest level. This adaptability could translate well given his humble background and level of professionalism. So he's still not sold on Benjamin Pavard. Judging from the reaction I've seen on social media, United fans are completely split on this signing, and not all of them are open to the Frenchman signing for us. In my personal opinion, I believe Pavard would be a nice, solid option as a backup centre-back or a right-back, which would give him enough playing time, and who knows, maybe he'll be a starter in 6 months' time. Honestly, with Varane's injuries, it really wouldn't surprise me, and the form sometimes of Dalot and Wan-Bissaka as well. I think one thing Man United fans are absolutely agreeing on and not divided on is Harry Maguire starting a life elsewhere in Europe, as his time has become overshadowed by silly mistakes, a captain's armband and inconsistent performances. So if not Benjamin Pavard, who would you go for? Let me know in the comment section, leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you have enjoyed this one. I hope you have, and yeah, there's plenty more to come, so take care, peace.